Hello everyone, welcome back. You are watching the Data Labs. My name is Dilip. In this Excel tutorial, we are going to learn how to create a scrollable table and chart in MS Excel. So before moving to the actual development, let's move to the Excel file which I have already created and see the demo first. So here you can see that I have already created this scrollable table along with the chart, and this will be very insightful if you will add similar type of views in your any of the dashboard. Okay, so let's understand this file first, the structure of file. So in this file we have two different worksheet. The first worksheet is summary and the second worksheet is sales data. So in sales data worksheet, we have a complete table listed with sales data from last 1 year, like starting from Jan to December 2022. And we have all this data for 100 employees, like employee 1 to employee 100. Okay. And then here we have some sales number month and month for each and every employee. Okay. In summary worksheet, down here we are showing a table with 10 records at a time, and the chart which is showing on the top is based on this summarized sales for all these employee, and the summarized sales is reflecting in this row number 14. Okay, on top and right side of the table we have two different scroll bars. The top one is the horizontal scroll bar, so that we can scroll the month here, and the right one is the vertical scroll bar, which will help us in scrolling the employee details. Basically, like currently it's showing employee 1 to 10. If we'll scroll, it will move to the employee 2 to 11. Okay, so with the help of these scroll bar, you can scroll and see the performance of employees month and month. So you can see that how interesting this scrollable table and scrollable chart is. And the best part is we are not using any Visual Basic application code, and even we are not utilizing any advanced Excel function. Okay, so let's start creating this interesting scroll bar table and chart from scratch. So first of all, we need to press Ctrl N as a shortcut key to create a new Excel file, and then save the file with the name scrollable table and charts with the extension .xlsx. So in this new file, we need to add one more worksheet. So just click on this plus icon to add one worksheet, and then rename the first worksheet as a summary and the second worksheet as a sales data. Okay. In sales data, we need to prepare the raw data basically. So let's move to this dummy file, and in dummy file, let's take the entire inputs, this one table, just copy the table and paste over here. Now we are done with the preparing the sales data. Let's close the dummy file, and that is not required anymore. Now let's move to the summary sheet. First of all, let's remove the grid line. So as we need to keep chart on top of the page, so let's leave the row number starting from 1 to 13 as a blank, and then in row number 14 we need to create the header for summary. Okay, so here I'm just going to leave this column A as a blank and reduce the width of this column A. So let's select this. So we need to select this B and apply the border. So press Ctrl 1 and then border here, and select this border style and outline and inside. So this is how we can apply the border. Let's increase the column size for all these starting from B to H. Now in this B14 we need to mention this the header, that is static, that would be overall. Okay, let's keep this cell C, D, E, F, G, H, all these 6 cell as a blank, and once we will complete the table formula, then we will summarize this sales number over here. Okay, now let's keep this row number 15 as a blank and reduce this reduce the height of this row Okay, so it will work as a separator from the table. Now in row number 16 we need to create the column headers for table. So let's select this, okay, and just click on the home tab here, and now we need to apply the back color. So I'm just selecting this blue as back color and font as white. Okay, now we need to apply the border again. So let's select this range, press Ctrl 1, and in format cells select the border tab, and on color section just select this white and inside. Okay, click on OK. So now you can see that we have added the border to this. As we are going to keep only 10 records, or you can say we are going to show only 10 records at a time in this table. So let's select 10 rows. Okay, and select from B to H, and then we need to apply the border. So press Ctrl 1 again, it will open this format cells, and select this style, and now we need to select any of this color. So I'm just going to select this one, this as a color, and then outline and inside. Okay, let's highlight alternate row with gray color. So I'm selecting this, going to, and then putting this some different color like gray color. So this will increase the readability of this table. Okay, so I am done with this border and everything. Now we need to insert one scroll bar here, that is the horizontal scroll bar, and one scroll bar to the right side. So to insert a scroll bar, you just need to click on developer tab, and in developer tab under control groups, you just need to click on insert, and then from form controls just select this scroll bar. Okay, and draw a scroll bar on top position like here in horizontal basically. Now you can see that we have added one scroll bar here on top of this table. Similarly, we need to insert one more scroll bar. So again, developer tab, insert, and under form controls just click on this scroll bar and draw a scroll bar right side of the table. Okay, we are done with adding two scroll bars. One is the horizontal and vertical. Now let's set the properties of a scroll bar. So first of all, we will set the properties of this horizontal scroll bar. So let's right click on it and then click on format control. So once you click on format control, it will open this format control window. And in format control window, we just need to focus in this control tab. And here you can see that we have several input field which we need to provide here. So let's understand all the fields one by one. So the current value is showing the current position of the scroll bar basically, right? So suppose if you have clicked 2 times, so it means it is on second position. So the current value would be 2. But to initialize it, or to the initial value, first of all, let's keep it 0 here. The minimum value would be 0, and it would be the starting position of this scroll bar. Okay, the maximum value here, we need to provide the maximum value is 6, and the reason I am keeping the 6 basically because the column headers in this table, so at a time it's showing month from Jan to June basically. It means last like 6 months column headers we are showing. It means if we are on the last last scroll basically, so the last 6 months basically, then the first column header would be July. Okay, and July will be the 7th month, so that's why we are keeping 0 to 6. It means total value would be 7. Okay, and incremental change would be 1, because every time I will click on this scroll bar, it will change it to 1, and that's what we are looking for, right? So let's keep it incremental value as 1, and the page change value, so as we are showing only 6 months data over here, so let it be 6. Now the last parameter, that is the cell link. So Basically, whenever we will scroll this scroll bar, somewhere we need to store the current scroll position. Okay. So for that, we will select the reference from cell data, and we will put the value over here in P1. Okay, and click on OK. Let's move to the sales data and select this P1. Go to the home and select a yellow color so that we can highlight it, and it through this color we will be identifying that okay, our horizontal scroll bar is linked with this particular cell, and it will help us in giving the reference in formula, right? So let's move to the summary sheet again. Now we need to set this value or properties, you can say, for this vertical scroll bar. So let's right click on that, again click on format controls, and again in format control tabs we need to set the value of this, all these parameters which are available in this control tab. So let's start feeding the value over here. So current value would be 0. Okay, minimum value would be again 0, and the maximum value would be here, that would be 90. And the reason I am saying why it should be 90, because at a time we are showing 10 records. It means if we are on the last scroll, last 10 information, it means the first row will be employee number 91. It means 91, 92 up to 100. Okay, so that's why we are keeping it 90, because 0 to 90 will give us the value of 91. Okay, incremental change, again we will be moving from one employee to another employee. We are not going to, like, on one scroll it will move to the one employee. So as incremental change will be 1, and the page changes would be 10 basically, because we are showing 10 employee information over here. Now we need to link this scroll bar with the cell so that we can store the scroll position. So just click on that, and in sales data let's give the reference of Q1 and click on OK. Let's move to the sales data and select this Q1, and again just highlight this Q1 with some different colors. So I'm just selecting this light blue so that I can easily identify which cell is linked with this scroll bar. Okay, so we are done with providing the properties value for both the scroll bar. Let's start writing the Excel formula to show the details in column headers, okay, and row headers along with the data values. All right, so here we have 3 different sections where we need to put different formula to show the value. So the first section is the column header, basically starting from C to H here, where the formula will be connected with this horizontal scroll bars. Okay, so that whenever we move or click on a scroll bar, it will dynamically show the month. The next section would be the row headers basically, and that would be connected with this vertical scroll bar. It means whenever we will click on vertical scroll bar, it will keep moving. The third section is basically where we will be showing the data, the sales value, and the sales value would be connected with both horizontal and vertical scroll bar. Okay, so let's start writing the formula. As this column header, like the B16, that would be the employee, and that would be static. From in C16 we need to put the formula. So here we are going to utilize the offset function, and offset function basically provide the cell reference as output. Okay, so let's put this equal offset, and then in reference basically, so what is the reference? So this reference is the starting point of a starting point in our data. So I'm just going to select this B1, okay, and I will freeze this one basically because we will keep referring the row number 1. Okay, now put this comma here. Now we need to pass this row number. So how many rows we want to offset, basically how many rows we want to move. So we do not want to move any row, we want to keep ourselves in this same row, that is 1. So that's why I'm putting 0 over here, and then we need to pass the reference of columns basically. So columns is the number of columns to offset to the right side of the starting reference, like from B1 how many columns you want to move. Okay, so this should be basically connected with this cell, this one, right? And press F4 to freeze it, comma here. Now we have height and width, two additional parameter that is optional basically. And height and width is nothing but it's to get the reference of multiple cells, but here we are looking for only one cell reference. That's why we will ignore this, both the height and width, and close this parenthesis. Press enter to, now you can see that it has started showing the month. Select the cell like C16 to H16 and press Ctrl R to fill the formula. Okay, so now you can see that it's Jan, Feb, March and June. Like this is how we're showing the data. Okay, if you click on scroll, it will keep moving. Let me see, like now you can see that it's showing the last 6 months here. So this is how you can use this scroll bar to move the month. Okay, now we need to put the formula for this row header. So let's again, we will start using this offset function, and as a reference we will keep this sales data like A2 reference basically, and we are not going to freeze any of the rows and column headers. Now put this comma, again row number, like how many rows we want to offset. So we want 2 rows basically, so that should be connected with this one, and let's freeze it. Now the column, so how many columns we want to offset from this starting reference basically. So we are not going to move from different columns, so we just want to keep in that column only, so that would be 0. And here again we are ignoring this both height and width reference, so let's close this parenthesis. Now it's done. Okay, now select this, the entire range, and press F2 to make this editable. Press Ctrl Enter to fill this formula. So Ctrl and Enter will allow us to fit the formula only, and it will not update or remove this formatting. Okay, so we are done with this second section. Now we need to put the formula for third section, where the value or the formula will be linked with both the scroll bar. So let's put your cursor in cell C17, press Ctrl R, and this is how we can duplicate this or take the formula from this cell. Now in this offset function we will keep all these reference as it is, but as I said that we need to connect the columns with this one, like we are already connected with Q1, it means this scroll bar. So let's, the column reference that would be replaced by this one P. Okay, and press F4 to freeze it. Press enter. Now you can see that it has started showing the number. Now select this, starting like from this C17 to H26. Press F2 to make this editable, and press Ctrl Enter as a shortcut key to fill the data or fill the formula. Now we are done with this formula section. Let's select the range including header and make it center and middle align. Now these data are not a simple number basically, these are dollar amount basically. So just select this range, press Ctrl 1, and in numbers select the currency and select any of the format. So I am taking this, and let's make it 0 decimal. So you can see that it has started showing the dollar value. Now in overall here we need to summarize the data for this, all this. So let's put the formula sum and select the reference. Okay, and now we are done, and press Ctrl R to fill this formula. Again we need to align center and middle and center align basically. So we are done with all this. Let's Let's see whether it's working or not. Now you can see that it's working. It's showing the Jan to June number. Again, if I will scroll to one position, it will start showing February to July. Okay, so it's working. Now we need to insert the chart, that would be the scrollable chart. So just select this number. Okay, go to the insert tab, and in the chart section just click on this line and select this line with markers. Okay, now we need to make some we need to edit this. So let me place this on its place basically. So let me resize this chart and decrease the height of this chart. Okay, let's remove this chart title, that is not required. Also remove this y-axis, so let's delete this. Now we do not need this grid line as well, so select this and delete this. Now we need to change this. If you look at this, it's showing 1 2 3, but we want to show this no, the month name over here. So you just need to right click on this chart, select the data, and under select data source, if you look at this here, we have horizontal axis levels. Currently it's showing 1 2 3 4 5 6. So let's click on edit, and under axis level range we just need to provide the range of column headers, that is the month. Click on OK and click on OK. Now you can see that it has started showing the column header. Okay, just select this chart again, and we need to show the data levels over here. So click on plus icon, tick the data levels, and again it should be above. Okay, now we need to decrease the size of this line and increase the size of this bullets. Okay, so let's right click on that and format data series, and once you click on format data series, it will open the format data series pan on right side of the window. So in that window, click on fill and line, and the line should be like, you can select any of the color which you want. So let me select this solid, and let me select the purple here. Okay, now we need to decrease the size of to 1.5 to make it thin line basically. And then let's click on this marker, and marker option we need to select this built-in marker, that would be this one, and let's select this size, so let it be 6. Fill color, that would be let's put it white. Okay, and then border line, that would be solid line, and again you can select the same color, maybe purple, the same, and this width should be 0.75 points. So let's close this format shape pen. Okay, now we are done with these tables and charts and scroll bars. Okay, so let's use this scroll bar to scroll this. So now you can see that once I click on the scroll bar, this month part, it's showing like it's moving the month and showing the data basis on that particular month. And again chart is also showing dynamically. Okay, if you will take this, so you can see that the number is also getting changes because this summarized data is based on this. Okay, so this is all about creating the scrollable table and chart in MS Excel. Hope you found this tutorial useful. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Have a great day. Bye bye.